What is up, guys? This is Linthio coming at you with an updated version of my King of the Skull Servant deck. Now, this is one of my favourite decks, as we all know, and I will always find ways to try and improve this bad boy of a deck. So without further ado, we'll go straight into it. So starting us off, we have the 3 King of Skull Servants. There is no need to explain this wonderful beast. He is just the heart and soul of the deck, and really stupidly hard to get on the new Yu-Gi-Oh game on the Xbox One and the PS4, sorry, because I opened up probably about 200 packs of Yu-Gi. I ended up getting a like 3 Slifer's, 2 Obelisks, and a Ra, as well as other rare cards like Timaeus and such, and didn't even get one. So I eventually got one after opening up like the 300th pack, but nevertheless. 3 Lady in the White. This card is absolutely boss. Real key cards for the deck, including in synchro mechanics, and also just protecting your level 3 or lower zombie monsters. A lot of people will also forget about Uni-Zombie. If you feel that your opponent has anything set that might inflict with Uni-Zombie, because obviously he will increase his own level, use your opponent's levels, use your opponent's monster and increase them, and then you can safely get off all the effects, and then you can go for a Skull Servant play, and you'll still have lots of fun things on the field to play with if you do feel a little bit lucky. So Lady in the White, absolutely solid card, and also a great defender with 2/2 in defense. It's actually a bit difficult for some people to get over. 3 White Mare, I still hold this card in high regard. I feel that this is such an important card in the deck because it opens up so many different plays that you can actually do. It means that with Lure of Darkness, for example, you can happily banish the King of the Skull Servant because you can just bring him straight back, so you're not even minusing. And so many different plays like that, because don't forget, you can bring Lady of the White out with this card when it's banished. You can move stuff back to give Skull Servant an extra 2k attack, and it's just heaven on earth. This card is just so good. 2 White Prince. I've gone back down to 2 White Prince and 2 Skull Servant. This is because I've changed the build ever so slightly, and I felt that while White Prince at 3 and Skull Servant at 2 was good, I kind of got it off all the time, the effect, at least twice, or obviously only twice, sorry. The extra card, the extra White Prince, when I actually had used both of them already, was just dead and did nothing. And that impeded on me more than having one in my hand. So I felt that because I do have the discard outlets in monsters and traps, I've gone back down to 2, and it's actually been working really well. So 2 and 2, I've gone back to the original ratio that I used to play, and it works out pretty well. Then we have the 3 Uni-Zombie. Cards just incredible, absolutely incredible. One of the best commons to be released in a long time, I feel. Being able to ditch from the from the deck, and being able to ditch from hand, modulate the levels on field. You can also disrupt your opponent. If they're playing like an XYZ based deck, you can increase the level to make it like a level 5 if they're level 4, so it's a kind of a dead monster, so on and so forth. There's loads of different plays you can do with this, and all the tuner plays come from this one. And it's just such a boss. I absolutely love it so much, and it makes this deck so much more consistent. 3 Mizuki. You play zombies, so you play Mizuki. Mizuki, again, great plays. Discard outlet, Earth for a beast, which I'll show you in a bit. And also, just in general, a powerhouse, because it means that you can make a lot of different plays, and you can scare a lot of people as well, because I also play something that I'll show you in a sec, and it means that you can just do extra pluses. So great card. 3 Mathematician. Normally my opening play, if I'm completely honest, I just prefer using Mathematician first because it has less functionality than using the Uni-Zombie, and being able to get the additional draw effect as well going into my second turn is actually pretty important. So Mathematician is just always great. 1 Zombie Master. Now Zombie Master's come back into the build. I originally had him in the early days, and he just fell out of favor with me, but now he's actually been working pretty well with the extra cards that I can discard, that I can afford to discard. Zombie Master is really great, and it's also great because he can make Trish plays, so you can use for example like Mizuki and Gloat Bulb and all these different things, but the important thing is he can get back Uni-Zombie, which is actually really important because then you can make some pretty crazy plays himself. So Uni-Zombie is the main target for that, if I'm completely honest, or then you can make level 4 rank plays as well. Next up, Debris Dragon. Love this card. I'll promote this card in every single build of this bloody deck because it's just so good. Being able to get back You're lading the white for your Black Rose target, and also being able to reborn White Prince to be able to get his effect off, and then going to like Samsonite Dragon is just really, really strong. It's hardly ever dead, and it also means that you can make like Black Rose play, and then bring out Skull Servant from deck, or if you've got Mizuki in grave, you can do all these different things. So Debris is amazing. I would actually play it at the maximum amount that the ban list can give me. So if this goes up to 2 or 3, I'm putting it at 2 or 3. It's actually that good. And then the final monster is one Glow Up Bulb. Glow Up Bulb's still in here simply because of the discard outlets, so it's actually quite nice, and it makes Trish plays and so on and so forth. 2 MST. 2 MSTs found its way into the build just to stop any annoying things like vanities or other floodgate cards that I don't exactly want to see. Skill Drain's kind of a big one. Lose one turn I don't care too much about, but yeah. So MSC's just in general good. If you don't use them, you can just side them out. If you do, then you already have them main decked. 1 Allure of Darkness, you play the maximum amount that you can. 1 Burial from Different Dimension, you play the maximum that you can. Unfortunately, these are all at 1, which is slightly annoying. 1 for 1, I would only play 1 even if it was at 3 anyway, just because I feel that while it's a great card and you can get King from deck, it's just a little bit cloggy, and sometimes I already have a lot of discard outlets, so I'd have to, if I wanted to upgrade it, I'd need to kind of look at other places to cut it out. 1 Raigeki. Raigeki is just Raigeki. And then finally Foolish Burial, because having 7 Foolish Burial effects in her deck is not good enough. So, going on to the traps, we have the 2 Karma Cut. This card is my favourite discard trap of the whole deck. This card just brutalizes so many decks. Satellar Knights, Cleese, Burning Abyss, Shadows, just all of them. It really hurts them because if they have the multiple copies, which they normally do in grave, you can get rid of them. Obviously Cleese is an exception, but it just means you can get rid of those problem monsters. But just in general, it's a great card. This is one that I would never really cut unless I completely change the build. So Karma Cut is great. Next up we have 2 Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. This card I would change, depends on how the meta goes. Now the reason for that is, I would exchange these if we go into a more pendulum based meta. I would change these maybe in September, December, when the Magician starter deck comes out or whatever. But I'd change these to Raigeki Breaks just to stop the scales, because I feel it's more effective that way. But Phoenix from Wind Blast still a great card, and you can always side more if needs be. 2 Breakthrough Skill. Discard outlets, discard trap, makes sense. Breakthrough Skill is just an incredible card, and it doesn't really stop me all that much if I don't get it off, because I don't really struggle all too much with monster effects, but nevertheless, Breakthrough Skill is still an incredible card because you can really hurt your opponent at the right time. Here's a new card for you. 2 Dark Illusion. Now, Dark Illusion is one that you might be thinking, Olympia, why are you playing this card? You're bad. Well, normally I would agree, I'm bad anyway, but Dark Illusion has actually proved to be very effective and very useful, and saving my behind a lot in recent times. Dark Illusion's effect it's a counter trap. Negate the activation of a spell trap or monster or affect monster's effect that targets a face-up dark monster. Destroy that card. So not only does it negate the effect, it destroys whatever that card is. And this is absolutely great for when people try and, for example, Castel back my bloomin' King of the Skull Servant, because that hurts. You can also protect your other extra deck monsters, like Beals, if someone wants to like try and compulse it back or anything like that. Or your Void Ogres, if people are trying to do anything like... You see where this is going. So Dark Illusion's actually really solid, and it really helps me a lot, and being a counter trap is the only reason why I'm running it. If it wasn't a counter trap, I wouldn't even bother with it. So Dark Illusion, absolutely great card, catches a lot of people off guard as well. Final one is the 1 Vanities Fiend. Fiend Emptiness. I said that in another video. Might have been my 2-1. Anyway, Vanities Emptiness is the last card. Just great card in general. You flip this when you have like Skull Servant out. A King's Skull Servant, sorry, or like a Beals or a Void Ogre, and it's just so brutal for your opponent. So having a nice little lock is great. So going on to the extra deck, we have the Von Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. I don't know why I was doing that. Trishula is just, we all know how much I love this card, and this channel's turned into a slight Trishula whoring deck, but nevertheless. 1 Void Ogre Dragon, great card. I've cut it down to 2, from 2 to 1. I found myself recently not going into 2 in a duel all that often. So having just 1 Void Ogre Dragon and leaving some extra space in the extra deck is pretty solid for me. 1 Beals. This card's great against Rogue. The amount of times I'll have played like a Rogue Light Swans or different things like that, I'm just like, okay, summon this, and this is going to hurt you now. So, this card wins games when you play it against the right deck, but other decks like Satellite Knights, it just gets crapped on. The 1 Black Rose Dragon for level 7. I've also cut Clearing Dragon because I hardly ever used it. The 1 Goyo Guardian. The 1 Vulcan. Vulcan's really solid, helps me a lot to just get rid of some problem cards. The 1 Naturia Beast, because you can use it with Global Bulb and Mizuki. The 1 Keeper of Boundaries, Armades, just a great card in general. The 1 Dragon of Rebirth, this is one that is saying for a debris target, so great card. The 1 Formula Synchron, because it is possible to make it, and sometimes it's really nice to use a Global Bulb and a White Prince, because that's pretty dumb. The 1 Exciton Knight. The 1 Castell, the 1 Luminescent Knight, the 1 Leviair, and then finally we have the 1 Durandal. So that is it. I hope you did enjoy the updated version of deck profile. This isn't the plant one, as obviously you now know. This is more of a just standard build with a couple of tech cards just put in. Really do like how it's running. It's a really solid deck. A lot of people really misunderestimate it, and that's what I love. I love people misunderestimating the decks that I play because I can completely capitalize on the decks they're playing. Because, not to be big-headed, but I know a hell of a lot of decks, past and present, that people might be playing, and I know exactly how they run. So it's pretty much I have the upper hand straight away. So that's why I really like playing these rogue decks, because it means that I can really put people on the edge. I can really have a good think, and if I pull it off, you know, it's great. I'm beating meta decks with School Servant, for God's sake. So that is it, guys. Let me know down in the comment section below what you think of the deck profile and the version of this one. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for me, and I shall catch you guys later.